There is a big theme with high achieving people like you. You often reach your goal by financial or society standards. So you being conditioned very deeply growing up, especially if you are a man, that being successful means climbing the corporate ladder, making 6-figure or 7-figure in your business, being a provider for your family, and just really suck it up, everything. So you're not complaining, not crying, not thinking, not resting, not doing anything that is just out of the norm. Therefore, there is no emotional capacity as well to show any kind of weakness, so-called weakness, right? So you really learned to master the logical aspect of your life. However, I do believe the next level of leadership starts when you begin to master your emotional capacity. And you also discover that the disconnect with your wife or long-term partner comes from the aspect of not having the emotional capacity, not knowing how to communicate beyond the boardroom. So you really learned how you can lead teams, but when you come to your wife, she needs empathy, she needs communication, she needs deeper listening, for you to be curious, ask a relevant question, and when she talks, to really listen, right? And these are the things that when you work with high achieving people at your work, you're leading the teams, you're driving, you are dominating the field, and these are the skills that you're not mastered yet. Because no one really taught you how intimacy, how embodied communication works. So there is a big disconnect, because during the work time, you feel successful, you feel like you're achieving, you feel like you're able to lead, even dominate the field. But when you get home, you kind of go into the freeze response, like you kind of feel like a lost little boy. You don't know what you're doing anymore, like you don't know why she's acting the way, why she's complaining, why she's constantly saying like she's unhappy with you. It's because you haven't mastered your emotions yet. Although when you work with me, I will support you to find those undated beliefs around late masculinity. So we could say that there is a healthy way to be a masculine leader, and there is this toxic or undated way that you maybe learned from your dad or you see in the corporate world, but it works there. But you probably also, nervous system wise, you feel very tired and feeling that you're always on the go, you cannot switch off. So these are the things that when you work in the hypnosomatic method with me, you will learn the beliefs, you will rewrite the beliefs, let go any undated belief that does not serve you anymore, and you learn the emotional capacity, so you will be able to understand what do you feel, what causing maybe the freeze response or fight response. So if you're constantly experiencing that maybe your wife lash out on you and you're unable to respond, that means that your nervous system gets into the freeze response. Or the opposite, when you're constantly angry and you are shouting at home without being patient, is then when you go into fight response, right? So you work with me and learning the emotional capacity that you can handle the conflict much better, and you can express your real emotions, show vulnerability, and also to ask them like to support you, because women love to feel that they are actually supporting you. So that's another misconception that high achieving have, that they always have to be strong, they always have to know the answer, and you always have to be logically right and give the solution. But women actually want someone who is deeply empathic, asking the right questions, stay curious, and just give them the emotional support. So working in the hypnosomatic method, you will learn all of that and much more, to how you can actually embrace that energy, that pulsating within you, your life force energy.